What's up, everyone? Today we're looking at a legendary game between Mikhail Tal and Bent Larsen, played at the Tournament of Stars in Montreal back in 1979. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment below. Mikhail Tal opened the game with the king's pawn, and in his notes to the game he wrote, "Preparing for a game against Larsen is either too complicated or too simple. The Dane's repertoire includes almost every opening system, so guessing the right line gives you about the same odds as winning the lottery." So Tal decided to just start with the king's pawn, and that was the end of his preparation. On the other hand, Bent Larsen wasn't afraid of his opponent and replied with the sharp Sicilian defense. Both sides developed their knights, and then d4 followed, the move that strikes for the center. After the exchange on d4, Larsen attacked the pawn on e4. Tal defended it by developing his knight, and black took control of the central e5 square, opening the diagonal for the light-squared bishop. Tal chose the aggressive rouser system. Black established full control over the central squares, while white prepared to castle long. Larsen did the same. Both players were setting up for a kingside attack. Then came castling, followed by a6, a typical move in the Sicilian defense. It stops any pieces from jumping to b5, and at the same time prepares black's own pawn storm on that side of the board. And now the white pawns start marching forward. Black plays queen c7, another typical Sicilian move. It strengthens control over the e5 square and also lines up pressure toward the king on c1. White finishes developing the minor pieces and connects the rooks. At this moment, black really needed to think about king safety, but Larsen makes a poor decision. He captures on knight d4. After the exchange of knights, black still ignores his king's safety and begins a pawn storm on the queen side. White, however, breaks through the center with e5, attacking the knight. After the exchanges on e5, the knight retreats and white takes bishop e7. It turns out that trading on e7 is bad for black because white sacrifices a piece on b5, delivers a check, and if black tries to block with the bishop, white simply trades on d7. The king is left almost alone. The court has fallen, the guards are gone. White gets 3 connected pass pawns on the queen side and an absolutely winning position. And if black doesn't block with the bishop, but instead moves the king, then checkmate is coming shortly. Larsen was counting on capturing on c3, but he missed a subtle intermediate move by white, bishop f3, counterattacking the rook. Let's see what could happen next. If black tries to block with the bishop, white attacks the queen. In the line where black plays something like bishop f3, white breaks through on c3. Now both the queen and the bishop on f3 are under attack, and black suffers massive material losses. If instead of bishop e7, black captures the bishop with the king, white again takes on c3, attacking the rook. After the rook retreats, white plays queen h4, continuing the attack on the centralized enemy king. There was one last chance for Larsen, the move knight e2, creating a fork, distracting the bishop from the h1 a8 diagonal. After knight takes e2, black temporarily regains the material, but the position is still hopeless. But the move that actually happened in the game, the capture on d1, turned out to be a blunder of the highest order. Now Mikhail Tal attacks the queen. Retreating to a7 doesn't work. White immediately creates another attack against the most powerful piece. Then comes the capture on d1 with a mate threat along the 8th rank, and the rook on a8 is also hanging. There's simply no way for black to save the position. In the game, Larsen tried to trade off the strongest pieces, but who's going to let him do that? Mikhail Tal calmly sidesteps the exchange. Now the rook is under attack, the knight is hanging, and black plays knight f2, hoping to distract the queen. But Tal completely ignores this trick. He gives a check, and after the block, he captures on d7, creating a double attack on both the rook and the king. He then takes the rook on a8, and after the defense and queen c7, black resigns. Why? Because it's another double attack. White threatens mate on e7 and also captures the knight on f2.
Black is down a full piece and left in a completely hopeless position.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on which Tal game you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.